Hey there, nature lovers. Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of the Gurney's eagle, a beautiful and endangered bird species. The Gurney's eagle, also known as the Gurney's bustard eagle, is a large bird of prey found in the grasslands of Southeast Asia. It's named after British ornithologist Richard Gurney, who discovered it in 1867. This majestic bird has a wingspan of up to 1.5 meters and weighs around 1.5 to 2.5 kilograms. The Gurney's eagle's range and habitat are quite specific. They can be found in grasslands, wetlands, and marshes in countries like India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Thailand. They are primarily found in grasslands with scattered trees and are known to use these trees for perching and nesting. Unfortunately, the Gurney's eagle is an endangered species. Their population has declined significantly due to habitat loss, hunting, and the use of pesticides. Conservation efforts are underway to protect this magnificent bird and ensure its survival. Thank you for joining me in learning about the Gurney's eagle. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating wildlife facts. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Gurney's eagle Aquila gurney is a large eagle in the family Accipitridae. It is found in New Guinea and Wallacea, and is an occasional vagrant to Australia. New Guinea talk pigeon, New Guinea, Hiri modu. New Guinea, Indonesian, Papua, fossilized New Guinea. Also known as Papua or historically Irion, is the world's second largest island. With an area of 785,753 square kilometers, 303,381 square miles. Located in Melanesia, in the southwestern Pacific Ocean, the island is separated from Australia by the 150-kilometer 81 nautical mile, 93-mile wide Torres Strait, though both landmasses lie on the same continental shelf, and were united during episodes of low sea level in the Pleistocene glaciations as the combined landmass of Sahul. Numerous smaller islands are located to the west and east. The island's name was given by Spanish explorer Iñigo Ortiz de Retes during his maritime expedition of 1545 due to the perceived resemblance of the indigenous peoples of the island to those in the African region of Guinea. 1. The eastern half of the island is the major land mass of the nation of Papua New Guinea. The western half, known as Western New Guinea, forms a part of Indonesia and is organized as the provinces of Papua, Central Papua, Highland Papua, South Papua, Southwest Papua, and West Papua. The two major cities on the island are Port Moresby and Jayapura. The common name and Latin binomial commemorate the British banker and amateur ornithologist John Henry Gurney 1819–1890. 2. Description: Gurney's eagle, immature or subadult. This eagle is a fairly large species, though mid-sized as a member of the genus Aquila. It is mainly dark brown to black, with paler undersides to its flight feathers and a rounded tail. Its body length is 74 to 86 centimeters 29 to 30 in with a wingspan of between 1.65 and 1.9 meters 5 feet 5 in. Females are larger than males. One immature female weighed 3.06 kilograms 6.7 pounds. 3-4. Males are estimated to weigh about 2.1 kilograms 4.9 pounds in this species. 5. Its wings are held level when gliding. It feeds on mammals such as cuscuses, reptiles, fish, and birds. Birds are a group of warm-blooded vertebrates constituting the class Aves Latin, i.e. epsilon s, characterized by feathers, toothless beak jaws, the laying of hard-shelled eggs, a high metabolic rate, a four-chambered heart, and a strong yet lightweight skeleton. Birds live worldwide and range in size from the 5.5 centimeters to 0.2 in hummingbird to the 2.8 meters 9 feet to in common ostrich. There are over 11,000 living species, and they are split into 44 orders. More than half are passerine or perching birds. Birds have wings whose development varies according to species. The only known groups without wings are the extinct moa and elephant birds. Wings, which are modified forelimbs, gave birds the ability to fly, although further evolution has led to the loss of flight in some birds, including retites, penguins, and diverse endemic island species. The digestive and respiratory systems of birds are also uniquely adapted for flight. Some bird species of aquatic environments, particularly seabirds and some water birds, have further evolved for swimming. The study of birds is called ornithology. Birds are feathered theropod dinosaurs and constitute the only known living dinosaurs. Likewise, Birds are considered reptiles in the modern cladistic sense of the term, and their closest living relatives are the crocodilians. Birds are descendants of the primitive avialans, whose members include Archaeopteryx, which first appeared during the late Jurassic. According to some estimates, modern birds nearnids evolved in the late Cretaceous or between the early and late Cretaceous 100 and diversified dramatically around the time of the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event 66 million years ago, which killed off the pterosaurs and all non-ornithuran dinosaurs. For 5. Many social species preserve knowledge across generations. Culture. Birds are social, communicating with visual signals, calls, and songs, and participating in such behavior as cooperative breeding and hunting, flocking, and mobbing of predators. The vast majority of bird species are socially but not necessarily sexually monogamous, usually for one breeding season at a time, sometimes for years, and rarely for life. Other species have breeding systems that are polygynous, one male with many females, or, rarely, polyandrous, one female with many males. Birds produce offspring by laying eggs which are fertilized through sexual reproduction. They are usually laid in a nest and incubated by the parents. Most birds have an extended period of parental care after hatching. Many species of birds are economically important as food for human consumption and raw material in manufacturing, with domesticated and undomesticated birds being important sources of eggs, meat, and feathers. Songbirds, parrots, and other species are popular as pets. Guano bird excrement is harvested for use as a fertilizer. Birds figure throughout human culture. About 120 to 130 species have become extinct due to human activity since the 17th century, and hundreds more before then. Human activity threatens about 1,200 bird species with extinction, though efforts are underway to protect them. Recreational birdwatching is an important part of the ecotourism industry. Juveniles have brown scapular feathers, wing coverts, and back, mottled with gray and buff. The black tail is faintly barred, and the head and underparts are light brown fading into a cream-colored belly and legs. A mammal from Latin mamma breast 1 is a vertebrate animal of the class Mammalia. Mealy. G. Mammals are characterized by the presence of milk-producing mammary glands for feeding their young, a broad neocortex region of the brain, fur or hair, and 3 middle ear bones. These characteristics distinguish them from reptiles and birds, from which their ancestors diverged in the Carboniferous period, over 300 million years ago. Around 6,640 extant species of mammals have been described and divided into 27 orders. 2. The study of mammals is called mammalogy. The largest orders of mammals, by number of species, are the rodents, bats, and eulipotiflans, including hedgehogs, moles and shrews. The next 3 are the primates, including humans, monkeys and lemurs, the even-toed ungulates including pigs, camels, and whales, and the carnivora including cats, dogs, and seals. Mammals are the only living members of Synapsida. This clade, together with Sauropsida reptiles and birds, constitutes the larger amniotic clade. Early synapsids are referred to as pelycosaurs. The more advanced theropsids became dominant during the Guadalupian. Mammals originated from cynodonts, an advanced group of theropsids, during the late Triassic to early Jurassic. Mammals achieved their modern diversity in the Paleogene and Neogene periods of the Cenozoic era, after the extinction of non-avian dinosaurs, and have been the dominant terrestrial animal group from 66 million years ago to the present. The basic mammalian body type is quadrupedal, with most mammals using 4 limbs for terrestrial locomotion. But in some, the limbs are adapted for life at sea, in the air, in trees, or underground. The bipeds have adapted to move using only the 2 lower limbs, while the rear limbs of cetaceans and the sea cows are mere internal vestiges. Mammals range in size from the 30 to 40 millimeters, 1.2 to 1.6 in bumblebee bat to the 30 meters, 98 feet blue whale, possibly the largest animal to have ever lived. Maximum lifespan varies from 2 years for the shrew to 211 years for the bowhead whale. All modern mammals give birth to live young, except the 5 species of monotremes, which lay eggs. The most species-rich group is the viviparous placental mammals, so named for the temporary organ placenta used by offspring to draw nutrition from the mother during gestation. Most mammals are intelligent, with some possessing large brains, self-awareness, and tool use. Mammals can communicate and vocalize in several ways, including the production of ultrasound, scent marking, alarm signals, singing, echolocation. And, in the case of humans, complex language. Mammals can organize themselves into fission-fusion societies, harems, and hierarchies, but can also be solitary and territorial. Most mammals are polygynous, but some can be monogamous or polyandrous. Domestication of many types of mammals, humans played a major role in the Neolithic Revolution and resulted in farming replacing hunting and gathering as the primary source of food for humans. This led to a major restructuring of human societies from nomadic to sedentary, with more cooperation among larger and larger groups, and ultimately, the development of the first civilizations. Domesticated mammals provided, and continue to provide, power for transport and agriculture, as well as food, meat and dairy products, fur, and leather. Mammals are also hunted and raised for sport, kept as pets and working animals of various types, and are used as model organisms in science. Mammals have been depicted in art since Paleolithic times and appear in literature, film, mythology, and religion. Decline in numbers and extinction of many mammals is primarily driven by human poaching and habitat destruction, primarily deforestation. Reptiles, as commonly defined, are a group of tetrapods with an ectothermic cold-blooded metabolism and amniotic development. Living traditional reptiles comprised four orders: Testudines turtles, Crocodilia crocodilians, Squamata lizards and snakes, and Rhynchocephalia the tuatara. As of May 2023, about 12,000 living species of reptiles are listed in the reptile database. 2. The study of the traditional reptile orders, customarily in combination with the study of modern amphibians, is called herpetology. Reptiles have been subject to several conflicting taxonomic definitions. 3. In Linnaean taxonomy, reptiles are gathered together under the class Reptilia, Reptili. Reptiligi, which corresponds to common usage. Modern cladistic taxonomy regards that group as paraphyletic, since genetic and paleontological evidence has determined that birds class Aves as members of Dinosauria are more closely related to living crocodilians than to other reptiles, and are thus nested among reptiles from an evolutionary perspective. Many cladistic systems therefore redefine Reptilia as a clade monophyletic group including birds, though the precise definition of this clade varies between authors. For 3 others prioritize the clade Sauropsida, which typically refers to all amniotes more closely related to modern reptiles and to mammals. 4. The earliest known proto-reptiles originated from the Carboniferous period, having evolved from advanced reptiliomorph tetrapods, which became increasingly adapted to life on dry land. The earliest known ereptile true reptile was Hylonomus, a small and superficially lizard-like animal, which lived in Nova Scotia during the Bashkirian age of the late Carboniferous. Around 318 million years ago, one genetic and fossil data argues that the 2 largest lineages of reptiles, Archosauromorpha crocodilians, birds, and kin, and Lepidosauromorpha lizards, and kin, diverged during the Permian period. 5. In addition to the living reptiles, there are many diverse groups that are now extinct, in some cases due to mass extinction events. In particular, the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event wiped out the pterosaurs, plesiosaurs, and Almonavian dinosaurs alongside many species of crocodiliforms and squamates, for example, mosasaurs. Modern non-bird reptiles inhabit all the continents except Antarctica. Reptiles are tetrapod vertebrates, creatures that either have 4 limbs or, like snakes, are descended from 4-limbed ancestors. Unlike amphibians, reptiles do not have an aquatic larval stage. Most reptiles are oviparous, although several species of squamates are viviparous, as were some extinct aquatic clade 6. The fetus develops within the mother, using a non-mammalian placenta rather than contained in an eggshell. As amniotes, reptile eggs are surrounded by membranes for protection and transport, which adapt them to reproduction on dry land. Many of the viviparous species feed their fetuses through various forms of placenta analogous to those of mammals, with some providing initial care for their hatchlings. Extant reptiles range in size from a tiny gecko, Spherodactylus ariacete, which can grow up to 17 mm (0.7 in) to the saltwater crocodile, Crocodilus porosus, which can reach over 6 meters (19.7 feet) in length and weigh over 1,000 kilograms (2,200 pounds). Range and habitat. Skin of a juvenile Gurney's eagle. Gurney's eagle is found from the Moluccas to Irian Jaya and most of New Guinea, from sea level to 1,500 meters above sea level. It has been recorded from Sabayan-Bugu Islands in northwestern Torres Strait, thus putting it on the Australian bird list. It inhabits a wide range of habitats from sea level to the snow line. Gurney's eagle occurs at low population densities and is likely to be declining slowly through habitat loss and degradation. It is considered to be near threatened and is listed on CITES Appendix 2. Near threatened species is a species which has been categorized as near threatened (NT) by the International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN) as that may be vulnerable to endangerment in the near future, but it does not currently qualify for the threatened status. 1-2. The IUCN notes the importance of re-evaluating near-threatened taxa appropriate intervals. The rationale used for near-threatened taxa usually includes the criteria of vulnerable, which are plausible or nearly met, such as reduction in numbers or range. Those designated since 2001 that depend on conservation efforts to not become threatened are no longer separately considered conservation-dependent species.